Hello comrades and peers. It's time for the first rule revision of this year, and as announced, we begin with Bataille en Paix by Hervé Calais. The book begins with an overview of the weapons of the Napoleonic Wars: infantry, cavalry and artillery, their evolution and their interaction. The game rules offer two game scales, battalion and regimental level. It can be played in any scale and quite every basing. The rules give three types of common basing methods for 15 mm and one each for 28 and 6 mm. The last and only time I saw such a comprehensive introduction to base sizes was in Checo 2. This is very helpful for every player who has not played multiple gaming systems so far. Nobody really likes rebasing of his forces, that's for sure. The units are defined by type: line and light infantry, skirmishers, light, medium and heavy cavalry, foot and horse artillery. By their status, irregular up to guards units, by their moral ranking, their maneuver class, skirmish factor and any special rules. It may seem like a lot of details, but it distinguishes the Revolutionary Army from the same army at the end of the Napoleonic Wars. Mostly two formations are used: line and column. Units are activated to move or attack by command points. Each typical division commander has 1 to 3 command points, and the commanding general can share one of his command points with the divisional commanders. No command points are needed for shooting or defense. At the start of a turn, both commanding generals generate their command points. After this, the divisions follow in one of two possible ways. On easy mode, the attacking player begins by activating a division commander and his division, followed by the defender and alternating thereafter. Full experience, every division receives one of 5 orders: attack, engage, hold, maneuver, retreat. At first, all divisions of both players on retreat order are activated, then this with maneuver order, followed by attack, engage and at last hold order, until every division has been activated. If both players have divisions under the same order, the initiative is determined by a d6 plus command modifications. Units can be activated alone or as groups. The cost of a formation change or the success of a maneuver as reaction on enemy movement is dependent on the maneuver rating of the unit. Incumbent fights take place between two primary opponents. All other units can support the fight by mobile or shooting, but only 2 units do the actual fighting. The rules separate combat in shooting and melee. Both shooting and melee is used to push back the enemy and possibly force it to flee the field. So in infantry fire combat, opponents normally return fire, and both fire and return fire are dealt with simultaneous. Both roll a d6 and add their modifications. For instance, an infantry unit in line gets a +2 and +1 for every unit with supporting fire. Units taking casualties have to make a moral test or fall back disordered, beginning with the unit which has taken the higher damage. Melee combats work similar. D6 plus modifications for both players and the difference between results describes the effect. Retreat, flight or rout. There is no stalemate or ongoing combat for the next round. Every combat will see one side to be pushed back. So much for the game mechanics. There are a lot of optional rules and add-ons. One beginner scenario, 4 more elaborated scenarios, and a scenario generator are present. For the army lists, you get 150 pages with 24 factions or countries, an order of battle for all the major engagements, plus a budget system to create your own forces. A great set of rules, not as clear structured as La Salle, but with a bit more depth. There's a French website, link down below. Combats are risky here, with a d6 and modifications mostly in the +2 to +3 range. I, for my part, like a bell curve for probability. The author gives the option of using an average die. One with a 2, 2 3s, 2 4s and a 5, to even the odds a bit. A more flat curve approach would be the need of a confirmation throw at both ends of the scale. So for a 1, you would need a second throw of 1 to 3 to count it as 1. On a 4 to 6, it is assumed to be a 3. Same for a 6 rolled. A second roll of 4 to 6 is needed to count it as 6. Or it is rated down to a 4. A more complex approach, but with a bit more tension for the fights. As there was not much resonance in voting for the next system, I decided to go with a bit more easy approach. Napoleon's Wars by Terry Mahon. Till then.